Letter 258 by Charles Lamb. Newington, Monday, spring of 1820. My dear friend, since we heard of your sad sorrow, you have been perpetually in our thoughts. Therefore, you may well imagine how welcome your kind remembrance of it must be. I know not how enough to thank you for it. You bid me write a long letter, but my mind is so possessed with the idea that you must be occupied with one only thought, that all trivial matters seem impertinent. I have just been reading again Mr. Hunt's delicious essay, which I am sure must have come so home to your hearts. I shall always love him for it. I feel that it is all that one can think, but which none but he could have done so prettily. May he lose the memory of his own babies in seeing them all grow old around him. Together with the recollection of your dear baby, the image of a little sister I once had comes as fresh into my mind as if I had seen her as lately. A little cap with white satin ribbon, grown yellow with long keeping, and a lock of light hair were the only relics left of her. The sight of them always brought her pretty, fair face to my view, that to this day I seem to have a perfect recollection of her features. I long to see you, and I hope to do so on Tuesday or Wednesday in next week. Percy Street, I love to write the word. What comfortable ideas it brings with it. We have been pleasing ourselves ever since we heard this piece of unexpected good news, with the anticipation of frequent drop-in visits and all the social comfort of what seems almost next-door neighborhood. Our solitary confinement has answered its purpose even better than I expected. It is so many years since I have been out of town in the spring that I scarcely knew of the existence of such a season. I see every day some new flower peeping out of the ground and watch its growth, so that I have a sort of an intimate friendship with each. I know the effect of every change of weather upon them, have learned all their names, the duration of their lives, and the whole progress of their domestic economy. My landlady, a nice, active old soul that wants but 1 year of 80, and her daughter, a rather aged young gentlewoman, are the only laborers in a pretty large garden. For it is a double house, and 2 long strips of ground are laid into one, well stored with fruit trees, which will be in full blossom the week after I am gone, and flowers, as many as can be crammed in, of all sorts and kinds. But flowers are flowers still, and I must confess I would rather live in Russell Street all my life, and never set my foot but on the London pavement, than be doomed always to enjoy the silent pleasures I now do. We go to bed at 10 o'clock. Late hours are life-shortening things, but I would rather run all risks and sit every night, at some places I could name, wishing in vain at 11 o'clock for the entrance of the supper tray, than be always up and alive at 8 o'clock breakfast, as I am here. We have a scheme to reconcile these things. We have an offer of a very low-rented lodging a mile nearer town than this. Our notion is to divide our time in alternate weeks between quiet rest and dear London weariness. We give an answer tomorrow, but what that will be, at this present writing, I am unable to say. In the present state of our undecided opinion, a very heavy rain that is now falling may turn the scale. Dear rain, do go away, and let us have a fine cheerful sunset to argue the matter fairly in. My brother walked 17 miles yesterday before dinner, and notwithstanding his long walk to and from the office, we walk every evening, but I by no means perform in this way so well as I used to do. A 12-mile walk one hot Sunday morning made my feet blister, and they are hardly well now. Charles is not yet come home, but he bid me, with many thanks, to present his love to you and all yours, to all whom and to each individually, and to Mr. Novello in particular, I beg to add mine. With the sincerest wishes for the health and happiness of all, believe me, ever, dear Mary Sabilla, your most affectionate friend. Leigh Hunt's Deaths of Little Children appeared in the Indicator for April 5, 1820. It was suggested by the same loss as that which prompted Mary Lamb's letter. The Lambs at this time were staying at Mrs. Bedford's, Church Street, Stoke Newington, as we know from an unpublished letter from Mary Lamb to Miss Kelly, dated March 27, 1820. To this letter I have referred in the preface. It states that Mary Lamb, who was teaching Miss Kelly Latin at the time, has herself taken to French in the evenings.